athlete Louise Hazel, who was part of Team GB in London 2012 Olympics, and Ellis Cashmore, Professor of Sport at Staffordshire University. It's great to have you both on the programme tonight. Louise, how did you feel when you heard this news?
I think myself, like many of the other athletes in the Team GB, were extremely shocked at the news. Just last month, we heard that the sprinter Veronica Campbell-Brown from Jamaica had tested positive for a banned substance. So yesterday, when Tyson Gay was announced to have tested positive as well, and then following that up just an hour later with Asafa Powell, it was just disbelief, really, amongst the world of athletics.
Did you feel the same way, Ellis?
No, quite the opposite. I must be a cynic because I'm expecting these things all the time. If not from athletics, from swimming, if not from swimming, cycling, so on and so forth. Across the whole spectrum of sports, I think, there is drug taking going on as we speak.
Despite the system appearing to be very robust and bringing up big names like these two men.
It's anything but robust. I know they've tried everything possible, but the one thing is signally clear, and that is that athletes intend to take dope. It doesn't matter what kind of prohibitions.
Not all athletes, though.
Well, we don't know. I'd say a majority. I know you disagree with me, but I think when you get big names like this, you know, I think it stuns the world. I mean, 18 months ago, if we were talking about cycling, somebody might have said, well, you know, this casts a shadow over cycling. I mean, the next thing we'll be saying is that Lance Armstrong is taking dope. And of course, there we are, a few months later, a big name. I think the big names really take attention away from the fact that it's so widespread.
Also have to say that Veronica Campbell-Brown has denied that she's taken bad substances. But Louise, let's bring you back in here, because Asafa Powell says he never knowingly took these substances. Tyson Gay says he put his trust into someone else. We don't know who that person is, and that person has let him down. I mean, can you sympathise with that? Or as an athlete, are you very aware about what you're eating or what you're taking and what medicines you're being given?
Extremely aware, and I think the question here is about responsibility. And any athlete competing at the highest level in their sport as a professional athlete knows that the responsibility lies with them. And so my stance on it is that there are no excuses. You know, if your coach gives you something to take, then you don't take it. You're in control, essentially, of what goes in and out of your body.
Which is refreshing to hear, isn't it, Ellis?
Well, I'm not so sure because... I mean,
what's your answer?
Well, Tyson Gay said he felt let down by people. Well, we don't know exactly who let him down. I reckon it was the person from whom he obtained his drugs. The person, whoever it is, must have told him. We don't know
yet, but what is your answer? I mean, I know you certainly have one theory.
I don't think there is. Emma, I don't think there is a solution. I don't think we can just keep cranking up the punishments and saying life bans. If there is a solution, I think it has to be totally
letting athletes dope. Perhaps.
I think so. I think we have arrived at the time in the 21st century where we should just say to athletes, you are mature, intelligent people, make up your own mind. If you want to use substances, go ahead. All we'd ask in return is that you declare them to us so that we can investigate them, commission research, find out whether this stuff is actually doing you any good, whether it's harming you, whether it will improve your performance.
We've got a professional athlete sitting right next to you,
Louise
Hazel.
What do you think of it?
I have to say that I completely disagree, and I think the assumption that if all athletes dope suddenly puts everybody on a level playing field...
Even if it improves your performance, I suppose it's tempting, isn't it?
Not at all. Not for me. And I think, you know, the assumption that if athletes dope, then they're all on a level playing field is just ridiculous, because pure and simply it's no different than having the best swimsuit,
Louise,
the best spikes.
If
you have the best doctors, you know, you have the best access to...
But it isn't level at the moment,
the funds,
is it?
Or even... No, well, this is, the good thing to come out of the revelations this week are that, you know, athletes are being caught, and it doesn't matter whether you're one of the top names in the sport or, you know, the top 8 sprinters in the world. Now we're finding out, and WADA are doing their job to the best of their ability to catch these athletes. And more importantly, you know, their stories will unravel as the weeks go past. We don't know. We can't start pointing fingers as to whether who's guilty, who's knowingly taken drugs or not. But, you know, the most positive thing to come out of this is that, yes, the samples have been detected.
And what about
I'll agree with Louise too, on one point. That is that WADA are doing their job. That is the World Anti-Doping Agency. They're doing their job to the best of their ability.
Final comment from you quickly?
But the athletes are always ahead of them.
I want to say, just finally on that note, about athletes doing the best to their ability. It is part of your job to make sure that you don't take banned substances. And so essentially, are athletes doing the best that they can do? You know, there is no excuse for this kind of ignorance. I don't know what I was taking. Yes, you do know what you're taking, and you're responsible for that. And so therefore, you know, you should be punished if you are caught taking performance-enhancing substances.
We'll leave it there. Louise Hazel, thank you very much. The best of luck as well for your
Thank
career.
you.
And Ellis Cashmore, again, thanks for your thoughts as well.